Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently inaugurated and visited Vantara, an animal rescue, conservation and rehabilitation center in Gujarat's Jamnagar district. It's a world-class animal rescue, conservation and rehabilitation center with all world-class facilities including MRI, CT scans, intensive care unit, operation theaters, whatnot, everything for the wild animals. And I can tell you, this was established, the idea was mooted by Anant Ambani, the Ambani's son. Prime Minister Modi could be seen playing with and feeding various species including Asiatic lion cubs, white lion cubs, clouded leopard cubs, which is a rare and endangered species also, clouded leopard cub. Vantara, more than 3,500 acre wildlife conservation project in Gujarat's Reliance Jamnagar refinery complex. It is helping the wildlife, particularly wild animals. Vantara is more than 3,500 acres. It has world-class facilities that simulate natural environment to the wild animals. And in Vantara, inside Vantara, dedicated elephant facilities, state-of-art healthcare, research and academic centers, whatnot. They have everything. More than 2,000 animals from 43 species such as elephants, leopards, lions, tigers, reptiles, etc. have been housed, rescued in Vantara. And Vantara is not yet open to the public. People cannot directly go and see Vantara. Vantara got Pranimitra Award, highest award for corporates for animal welfare for its CSR activity from the Indian government. Vantara got Pranimitra Award. That's one of the highest awards in India for wildlife protection and conservation for corporate activities. That was given to Vantara recently. So this is all about Vantara. The next important current affairs. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was very angry and he gave a press conference about the start of trade war with America. He alleged that the aim of American President Trump was to destroy Canada's economy so that he can annex Canada. In fact, Trump have imposed tariffs on Canada, China and Mexico, additional tariffs. Hours after Trump imposed 10% tariffs on Canadian energy imports and 25% on other Canadian imports, Canada retaliated with immediate 25% tariffs on American imports including cosmetics, appliances, tires, fruits, wine, etc. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also addressed Donald Trump's allegation on fentanyl trafficking. Donald Trump, even in his election campaign, said Canada, Mexico and other countries are involved in fentanyl, very dangerous drug trafficking through wrong routes to America. Canadian Prime Minister said it is completely bogus, unjustified and completely false allegation. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said that today America launched a trade war against Canada, their closest partner and ally. At the same time, America is talking very positively with respect to Russia. It appears that America is appeasing Putin, a lying, murderous dictator, and make that no sense. So Trudeau was very angry on Trump, and Trudeau also said that Trump wanted to annex Canada, and Trump is regularly using a statement, Governor Trudeau. Trump wanted to make Canada 51st state in America, and Trump is referring Trudeau as Governor Trudeau. Very bad, very bad. You cannot say about a sovereign country that I'm going to annex your country and your country is going to become our state. You cannot talk like that in international law. But Donald Trump is saying Governor Trudeau. It's very, very bad. Trump is repeatedly saying this statement, Governor Trudeau. Okay, so Trump imposed tariffs on Canada, China and Mexico. Highest tariffs on Canada, China and Mexico. The next important news. Europe needs to develop its own strategic autonomy. Belgium Royal Princess Astrid, she is leading a delegation of more than 3,000 Belgian business leaders on an economic mission to India. She met Belgian Princess Astrid met Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. India and Belgium will sign an MOU on defense cooperation by the end of 2025. Trade, technology, defense, agriculture are the major areas of cooperation between India and Belgium. India is Belgium's 14th largest export destination and 16th largest importer to Belgium. And most importantly, India and Belgium now they are planning to develop their cooperation and partnerships in trade, technology, defense, agriculture, life sciences, innovation, skilling, academic exchanges. The overall trajectory of India and Belgium has witnessed a steady expansion in the last few years. The focus on the relations has traditionally been only on trade and investment, and now India and Belgium are trying to develop better relations. So, Belgian princess with 300 business delegation on an academic mission is on visit to India. The name of the princess was Princess Astrid. The next important news, Donald Trump announced that America is going to maintain a strategic cryptocurrency reserve of its own. Trump also names cryptocurrencies in strategic reserves. So, the prices of cryptocurrencies have gone up, shooted up with Trump's announcement of cryptocurrencies. US President Donald Trump on social media announced the names of 5 digital assets he expects to include in the US strategic reserve of cryptocurrencies, and the value of these cryptocurrencies have spiked in the market value. Donald Trump said in his post in his social media truth handle, saying that he is going to start this strategic cryptocurrency reserve with respect to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, etc. Till now, previously he has not declared the names, now he has declared the names of cryptocurrencies also. Bitcoin, you all know, the world's largest cryptocurrency by market value, was up more than 11% after Trump's announcement. Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency, was up around 13% after Trump's announcement. The total cryptocurrency market has risen above 10% or more than $300 billion in the hours after Trump's announcement. And the world currency in future, most of the countries are going to maintain their reserves in cryptocurrency. Now my question is, why America is eyeing on cryptocurrency? The entire world now is focusing on de-dollarization. The hegemony of dollar might come down. And in the olden days, when people used to feel that in the era of pre-computer era, people used to feel that gold is a safe bet, gold is a safe reserve, and they used to purchase physical gold. Now in the digital era, crypto is a better form of saving and investment. And with country like America coming and backing cryptocurrency, definitely there will be a hike in the crypto prices for the next 4 years. We don't know what happens after Trump goes out of his tenure, but for the next 4 years, if you observe, America wanted to maintain its own reserve of cryptocurrency so that it can withstand and have a cushion with respect to de-dollarization of the world economies. If something happens badly, America can rely on its own cryptocurrencies. So America is trying to manage and maintain a strategic reserve of cryptocurrencies. That's the news that is trending in the world. One news I wish to tell you, I wish to add for this, I forgot. For the first time, White House is hosting Cryptocurrency Summit on March 7th. For the first time, White House is hosting a summit called Cryptocurrency Summit on March 7th this month. Okay, this is an interesting point. You have to remember. I don't know what made Donald Trump to host this summit, but for the first time he is hosting that. And I also heard that for his election campaign, majority of the rich people who own cryptocurrencies supported him. In fact, it's a written gift to them after winning over the American presidential elections. Even this news is also trending in American media. Let's see. Next important news that is coming up. Ministry of Panchayat Raj, Government of India to launch model women-friendly Gram Panchayats nationwide on March 5th. The Ministry of Panchayat, Government of India is set to launch a groundbreaking initiative aimed at fostering gender-sensitive governance at grassroots level. The initiative, which focuses on the development of model women-friendly Gram Panchayats, will be unveiled at National Convention on March 5th, 2025 at Vignan Bhavan, New Delhi. This event is a key part of Ministry's International Women's Day 2025 celebrations, seeks to ensure safety, inclusivity and gender equality for women and girls in Gram Panchayats across the country. The primary objective of this model women-friendly Gram Panchayat is to establish at least one model women-friendly Gram Panchayat in each district, serving as a beacon for gender-sensitive and girl-friendly governance practices. These model practices will exemplify our government's vision of creating safer, more inclusive, socially just gram panchayats. And it's going to be virtually inaugurated, and they are also going to launch a monitoring dashboard with respect to that. And it's a very big informative program with respect to women empowerment at the grassroots level. This is very important. The most important news for today with respect to IR, Zelensky calls for truce amid aid cut to Ukraine. America have cut down military aid, substantial aid to Ukraine to make Ukraine to come to terms. And there is no other go for Zelensky. He has to come to truce with America unconditionally. He has to sign critical minerals deals without any conditions. He has to give away critical minerals of Ukraine to America without any conditions. In fact, transactional diplomacy. There's a word called transactional diplomacy. You know what is transactional diplomacy? Generally, we think about diplomacy in the long run, but America, under the reign of Donald Trump, is thinking about transaction. What you are going to give it to me immediately? What benefit I'll get if I do this for you? If I give some aid to you, what benefit I'm going to get? You have taken a lot from America. Now it's the time to pay back to America. So Donald Trump is actually thinking about transactional diplomacy. And I'll tell you, from world order, the world is traveling to world disorder. Under Project 2025, there's a group in America. It's called Heritage Foundation Group. It's a ultra conservative group in America. Though Donald Trump disowns it, Donald Trump says, I'm not going to have any connect with it. America is now proposing or planning to come out of UN, NATO, World Bank and IMF. America is planning and proposing to come out of UN, NATO, World Bank and IMF. In fact, American diplomacy have become transactional more and more. And I can explain you, America don't want any expensive middleman. For example, earlier, America used to give its friends through World Bank, support its friends through World Bank. America used to award its friends to these institutions, penalize its enemies through these institutions, and America used to perpetuate its interest through these institutions, promote its interest through these institutions. Now, America is thinking that these institutions outlived the utility of America. It's a time for America to come out of that. In fact, they have become expensive middlemen for America. And you know what America is thinking about? Mostly American Republicans are thinking about UN. UN is supporting. UN have become a platform to bully America and its allies, to criticize America and its allies, to do against America and its allies. UN have become a platform for tyrants to discuss and criticize against American allies. For that reason, why America should take the brunt of UN? America is funding UN. Why America should take the brunt? America is proposing now, is considering an idea of coming out of United Nations organizations. And America wanted to come out of NATO. If America comes out of NATO, what happens to the Western European countries? So in fact, without NATO, there is no America from the last 60, 70 years. During the entire Cold War era, NATO have become a beacon for America and American interests. Now, America is thinking that NATO is very expensive for America. In fact, if America leaves NATO, America is benefiting its friend Putin. Now, European security is in doldrums. Yesterday, few hours back, European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen have declared that Europe is mobilizing around 800 billion euros to provide a defense security for Europe. So till now it believed that NATO is very, very strong and NATO will support European defense, Western European defense. Now it is no more a situation where European autonomy, European freedom and European defense is Europe's problem, not America's problem anymore. It is Europe's problem, not America's problem anymore. So America is entering into transactional diplomacy. So America wanted to come out of NATO, World Bank, and America exerting pressure on Ukraine. This is very, very bad. And America is praising Putin. And Trump is always feeling that Putin was his ally, friend. And my prediction goes right. There's every chance that in this term, China might occupy Taiwan in the next few years. Two to 3 years, I think max. China might occupy Taiwan. See, there is a symptom. There is a, I can say, feeler. If a country purchases more and more gold, if a country saves more and more gold, there is a trend that in case of any sanction, gold is a safe option. Russia have done it before occupying Ukraine, before waging war against Ukraine. Now China, from the last 1 year, is actually purchasing more and more gold. So whenever a country wants to go to war, aims to go to war, there is a symptom that it will purchase gold more and more. And Donald Trump, as a practical businessman who believes in transactional diplomacy, he might not come to rescue the Taiwan. He might not rescue the Taiwan. For that reason, China might occupy Taiwan. This is not an authentic news. This is my prediction, my own guess, that's all. Next important news that is coming up. Amit Shah seeks action to rebuild places of worship in Manipur. You all know the situation in Manipur. President's rule was imposed in Manipur according to Article 356 of Indian Constitution. At a security review meeting, Union Home Minister Amit Shah directed the Manipur's administration to restore religious places that had been damaged or vandalized during the May 2023 ethnic violence in the state. The move is aimed at providing a healing touch to a Meitei and Kuki communities, the official said. In August 2023, the state has informed the Supreme Court that 386 religious institutions of both the communities suffered damage. See, you all know, from the last 2 years, there is an ethnic clash between Meiteis and Kukis. And in that clash, they have demolished their religious places also. And Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, said, it's a time. Amit Shah, the Union Home Minister, said it is a time to actually repair and to bring back all the religious institutions which were damaged. This was a statement given by Amit Shah. State of Kerala passed a resolution against offshore mining. The Kerala Assembly unanimously passed a resolution opposing the centre's plan to permit offshore mining along the state's coast. The resolution, presented by CM Pinarayi Vijayan, expressed grave concern over the amendments to Offshore Areas Mineral Development and Regulation Act 2002, which allowed private participation in deep sea mineral exploration and mining. The amendment, which was passed in 2023, have paved the way for Union Ministry of Mines to auction deep sea mineral blocks. The state government of Kerala argues that this move can have a devastating consequences on the state's marine resources and economy. The Kerala CM, highlighting the potential of destruction of the fragile marine ecosystem, while stressing that the move would severely impact both fishing resources and biodiversity in the deep sea in Kerala coast. The resolution pointed out that experts have raised alarms about the significant risks posed by the new law. So, Kerala State Legislative Assembly passed a resolution against allowing offshore mining, deep sea mining in the Kerala coast. That was the issue that is coming up in the news. Coming back, see, there is a news with respect to obesity in India. Recently, in a report published by Lancet, around 45 crores of Indian population will be obese by 2050. In the world also, obesity is increasing. Particularly in India, if you observe, lifestyle, no physical activities and eating fatty food, and Indians have thrifty genes. You know what is thrifty genes? Indians have the genes which can store their food fat. In times of excessive food, abundant food, the fat will be stored inside the human body, and whenever there is a shortage of food, that fat will be melted and it will become a support system for the human body. That is called thrifty genes. So, this is also a reason, and India should be prepared to face this obesity problem. There is a difference between overweight and obesity. You should also know there is a difference between overweight and obesity. So, all overweight problems are not obese, but most of the obese people are overweight. Coming back, obesity causes diabetes, hypertension, cancer, heart disease, etc. And even in the kids in India, they face obesity problems. So, the recent Lancet report said India is going to face the biggest problem, that is obesity problem by 2050. Already Indians are obese, and now again within few years they are going to be more obese. So we should be very cautious with respect to this obesity problem. So this is the news that is coming up with respect to Lancet report. India's External Affairs Minister Jaishankar meets UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and other cabinet officials in UK. Our External Affairs Minister Mr. Jaishankar began his visit to UK with a series of meetings in London with British officials. Our External Affairs Minister also met UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and Mr. Jaishankar also met with the Trade and Business Secretary Jonathan Reynolds in UK. And this year, India and UK might finalize their trade deal. This is the interesting news that is coming up. And coming back, Mr. Jaishankar is going to meet Mr. David Lammy, UK Foreign Secretary. Mr. Lammy and Mr. Jaishankar, they are going to talk about various interesting things with respect to trade and other initiatives with respect to India and UK. Finally, India and UK are going to finalize a new trade deal, and also India and European Union, they are also going to finalize a trade deal by this year end, a free trade deal by this year end. This is a very important thing. There is a very interesting news with respect to MMR, maternal mortality rate. India hit targeted maternal mortality rate of 100 deaths per lakh live births. India has achieved National Health Policy target of MMR, maternal mortality rate of 100 deaths per 1 lakh live births. So, per 1 lakh live births, only 100 mothers are dying. Earlier it was around 300, 400. The nation had achieved an 83% decline in MMR between 1990 and 2020. 83% decline in maternal mortality rate. See, the best way to reduce MMR is institutional delivery. In India, most of the mothers don't go, most of the pregnant ladies don't go to the hospitals for delivery. They depend on home deliveries and quacks. For that reason, there will be more MMR. Now, institutional delivery, access to institutions are increased, and also there are many programs. There are many schemes and programs. Earlier we have Indira Gandhi Matritva Sahyog Yojana, Janani Sisu Suraksha Karikramam, Janani Sisu Suraksha Yojana. There are many schemes and programs. Even in Telangana government, KCR, earlier government have promoted KCR kits for the young women who go for institutional delivery. Even Kalyan Lakshmi schemes. There are many schemes to promote institutional delivery and to reduce MMR, maternal mortality rate. The Union Health Minister, that is JP Nadda, said that a 69% decline was observed even in infant mortality rate in India during 1990 and 2020. In 30 years span, 69% of infant mortality rate. And if you see, global infant mortality rate was declined by 55%, whereas Indian infant mortality rate was declined by 69%. It was too good. It was too good. So, our IMR and MMR got declined. It's a good news for India. Our targets with respect to national health policy are being met. It's a very good news.